I've been doing a little bit of research and I came across a bunch of articles and a bunch of information about perfectionism and why we should be half-assing most of our things and why we should really not let the perfectionist in us to stop us from doing things good as opposed to doing them perfect. So in this season of my life where I am now 7 months pregnant, I decided, and I've been doing it quite successfully, that I'm going to half-ass most of the things that I have to deal with on day-to-day basis, but I'm gonna be disciplined about it. So let's go over a couple of ideas why you should do it and how you should do it. Hello and welcome back. My name is Valentina, and even getting ready for this video, I needed everything to be perfect. Like my setup, my room, my hair, what I'm wearing. It really is staying in the way many times, me being a content creator, it's staying in the way for me to actually just sit down and record a video, because at the end of the day, people really don't care that much if everything is perfect about you, because if you're put together, if you're clean, if you are smiling, if you come across as a genuine person with good information, really no one cares whether or not your top matches the shoes that you're wearing, or something is a little bit off with your makeup, or your hair is slightly off, So if you are one of those people, if you suffer from ADHD, you really should consider slowing down and become a disciplined half-ass. My partner just said something really interesting this morning. The day just started and we were already making a plan because the kids are not here. The kids are in Croatia for vacation with their grandparents, and because I'm such a perfectionist, every day needs to be lived to the fullest. I know, we have to, but it's been a bit extreme. Everything needs to be done. I need to make sure that I take full advantage of the fact that it's just the two of us. We're gonna paint a couple of rooms. We're gonna disassemble the couch and assemble it the other way. We're gonna declutter. And then we started, and I've been doing it for a couple of days, mind you, I'm pregnant. And then we woke up in the morning and we started doing some things around. And at some point it just hit us. We just sat down and he said a very interesting thing. He's like, we are organic human beings living in a non-organic environment, and we have so much pressure and so many expectations, just on ourselves, without even the societal pressure. Don't even take into consideration about everything else that goes around. We're not supposed to be active and productive 24/7 because we are organic human beings. We are meant to live this life, to experience it, and not necessarily do everything 100%. And every day you cannot be at 100%. So idea number one is lowering the bar. You're most likely holding the bar too high if you are a perfectionist, and if something is stopping you from half-assing a task, it's because you are holding the bar too high. And if you want to become a professional half-asser, then you need to really lower that bar. And I don't mean it in a negative way. I mean it in give yourself a break. You really do deserve to give yourself a break. It's like this quote that I read somewhere, that the only reason you don't see progress, it's because you're setting the bar every time you're reaching a certain point. So every time you are reaching a certain goal or a certain task was finished, right away there's another one waiting, and right away the bar goes up high. You don't even get a chance to experience the joy and the pleasure in everything that you did, no matter what the task was. So idea number two is I started half-assing things instead of being perfect about every task that I do. And what I did is I'm setting up a 30-minute timer, and I give myself 30 minutes to finish a task. And then I upgrade it a little bit, so I do a before and after picture, because we think that the only way we're gonna see progress if we started decluttering something, if it's decluttered top to bottom. Even if you're doing it more or less organized, that doesn't mean it's not gonna be visible. So try this. Idea number two is try taking a before and after picture and set up a 30-minute timer just for you to see with your own eyes how much progress you made. Idea number three is when you are setting yourself up for perfectionism, you are setting yourself up for failure, because well, first of all, no one's perfect. Second of all, instead of saying, I'm gonna take 10,000 steps today, just lower the bar a little bit and say, you know what, I'm gonna walk for 35 minutes today. That's what I do. And I even half-ass my walks. Even if it's 30 minutes, who cares? Besides the fact that I'm pregnant, even before, it's either an hour and a half of walk or exercise a day and nothing else matters. No, half-assing anything in your life, it's still doing it. You are still doing it. And maybe in your mind, you are half-assing it. In anyone else's eyes, you're doing a pretty good job. You're actually killing it. And in general, I learned that perfectionism is very much a mindset. And I've been listening to this book, which is called The Mindset on Audible. Really changed my way of thinking when it comes to fixed mindset and flexible mindset. Fixed mindset is, my way or the highway, and everything needs to be perfect, and if the task is not done beginning to an end, you didn't do anything. Really do recommend listen to this book. It's such an eye-opener as to how much we burden ourselves with day-to-day tasks and with expectations, and how little we are grateful for what we experienced through the day, because our mind is so fixed and it's so clouded. It's, like those horses that have those things on the side. We only see the straight line. We don't see anything else that was done parallel to that. It's like me being a mother, I'm such a multitasker, so I never do just one thing at a time. So even if I stretch, there's always a load of laundry running. The dishwasher is on. Something is always getting done at the same time, and plenty of times I interrupt my workout and I go and I put some clothes outside to dry. So because of this book that I listened to, it really made me see a much broader view of how many things I'm getting done during the day. Even if they're half-assed, they're still getting done, and that's the most important thing. Idea number 4, sometimes you need to be mediocre to complete a task. It's just like getting ready for anything. If you are a content creator or if you're writing a book, how many times I read books and I heard that the author was very adamant and very constricted into publishing that particular book or article or releasing a video because it wasn't on point and because it wasn't perfect. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, what do you mean? This was a fantastic book. This was a fantastic video. I love the article. And thank God that those people were not stopped by the idea of perfectionism, because mediocre and good enough is sometimes perfect in someone else's eyes. Maybe it's not perfect in your eyes, but in someone else's eyes, it's a revelation. It's the best written book ever. So don't sell yourself short by always trying to, perfection every little step of the way, every little thing you do in your life. Mediocre and good enough is definitely the way to go. Half-assing, you need to half-ass things. Usually half-assers are people who are lazy, idea number 5, and who are perfectionists. So this is the worst combination, because I'm guilty to some degree. I'm not lazy per se, but I sometimes think that these mundane things and reorganizing and decluttering, as much as it's good and beneficial for us, takes so much time, and I just want to rush through them. I just want to get it over with, and maybe I throw out things that were still good or I still maybe needed at some point in my life, but I never regret it. I'm always thinking, you know what, if I'm really gonna need it, and if I'll feel the need, I'm gonna go and get another one. But it would never stop me from getting the task done. So if I'm decluttering my closet and I'm unsure about a piece of clothing, I usually donate it. I'll think about it later. Oh my God, what have I done? I really liked that dress. That's fine. If I liked it that much, I wouldn't be in doubt to begin with. So that's what I'm thinking, I'm a little bit lazy when it comes to that, because I think it's a waste of time. It's a lot of waste of time, but I know how many benefits it brings to me. So I'm doing it, but I'm half-assing it. Every time I'm decluttering my kids' closet, it's always half-assing it. I'm always like, should I keep this? Should I not keep this? I never get them to try on stuff and, be constantly on point. I'm looking at the things, I'm like, oh, this fits, this doesn't fit, and I'm just donating stuff. Because anyways, they always have more than they need. This is usually the rule. So as long as you know what they have and how everything is organized to some degree, you're gonna be fine. So half-ass away. And in general, I think it's very much underrated, the work that we do in general around the house. And when I say we, I mean women. So if you are going to half-ass certain things, as long as they're getting done, that's all that matters. So go ahead and give yourself a pat in the back and be grateful and happy with how much you got done today. Same when I cook. I rarely follow recipe like on the dot. Same comes when I clean. I clean and I'm a clean person, but I'm not gonna go through all of the corners and, make sure that there's not even a speck of dust. Yeah, it's not gonna happen. Or when I do a laundry and I see a couple of spots that didn't come off, I'm never gonna throw it back into the laundry machine. I'm like, I'll wear it and it's gonna wash off the next time. So that's what I mean by half-assing things. It's just giving yourself some grace, giving yourself a break, and understanding that being good enough is good enough. By adopting this view on life, you are definitely going to be less stressed. You're gonna have more time. Your ADHD is definitely gonna simmer down. You're going to be a happier person for sure. I find that in the last couple of months since I started doing this approach, it really changes your view on so many things, and you are really giving yourself a break and those who are around you, because if you lower the bar when it comes to yourself, you're not going to be that judgmental of people around you. Because before I was like, oh my God, their house is not spotless. Like, how is that possible? Yeah, their house is not spotless, but it's clean, maybe they're half-assed their last cleaning, which is fine. So don't take it as a bad advice. This is a good advice for sure. Tell me, comment, how do you half-ass the things you do in your life, and did it bring you joy, and did it make you a bit more lighter on your feet? The fact that you're not such a perfectionist and such a meticulous person in every little thing. And I'll see you in my next video.